Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome. This is Ron from the Roadie Sports Show on the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. You can catch us at sfbnri.com. You can go to all of our social media platforms to watch this live show. We got a great show tonight, right? I give myself a little pat on the back. I do some digging, right? I do some digging around and find these great guests, but oh man. So we got Tovani Mizell and his dad Travis here tonight, and they're coming to us all the way from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And Tavonny is a freshman down in Fort Lauderdale, and he's one of the top freshman recruits coming out of Florida this year in football. So we decided hey, come on, let's have him come on the show. We'll talk to him a little bit. It's always fun to have like people from other regions, right? Before we go there, I just wanted to kind of announce our launching of RR Elite Recruits coming out February 1st. And, anyone who follows us, that we have RLR Enterprises. And RLR Enterprises is the home for the Sports Fan Base Network, Ryland, for Food Junkies, and for now, RR Elite Recruits. And, our goal really is going to be to help, kids from all over from high school get to college and not necessarily always get to the exact college that you wanted. Let's just be real. It doesn't always happen that way. But to definitely find a great place if you want to play sports at the next level, if you're looking for, the right major, and if you have the right academic, credentials to get into these schools, and we just try and put it all together for you, right? And then make a great match so you can have a great 4 years and get out of there with an awesome degree, get yourself a good job, and have yourself a great life. And in the process, play a little football, soccer, wrestle, whatever it is that you want to do. And so we're going to be here to help you. But again, coming February 1st. Now, here on the Roadie Sports Show, we are going to welcome Travis and Tovani Mizell all the way from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. But it looks like they're right here with me. Right?
Yo.
And there they are. What's up, boys?
What's going on?
How are you?
Good.
What's going on? Okay, so now, I kind of ran across you guys on social media. Well, I ran across your dad. I ran across Travis. And Travis, one of the things or what attracted me to this was, the article that you had shared out on social media. Everyone was like, great job, good job, but it was this article that kind of highlighted some of the top freshmen going into high school football down in Florida and beyond. So maybe tell people about that a little bit.
Okay, well, the article was Six Star Football. They're a publication that kind of highlight the kids from freshmen all the way up through seniors. And they've done, I guess, for the past couple of years, I kind of been watching for the past couple of years. So it was kind of an honor for him to show up on that list because I know some of the kids that kind of popped up, they're all worth it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's always a blessing to be recognized by, publication, for your hard work and your efforts that you've been putting down since you've been a baby.
Yeah. Now you guys got to have a football season this year.
Yeah. About a half a season. So we played about 5 games.
Okay. So tell us about that because, up here, the kids their football season got moved to the end of February. So, maybe they could start training and stuff. They were allowed to train in the fall a little bit, but it got moved to February so that they could start training and everything and then start their season. It'll be an abbreviated season, but, everyone up here was like, oh, in the South, they're getting to play football, but it really wasn't a full season, was it? Tell people about it a little bit.
Well, it was kind of like, down here we had a split. So basically when we had the COVID issues, we had half of Florida that decided to start on time. And then us down here in South Florida, because we was like the hot spot, basically it was the public schools, we decided to start at a later date. So all the private schools kind of jumped into the rest of the state of Florida and kind of left the public schools kind of like out of the mix of the state championship this year.
So the private schools were able to operate independently from public?
Opt in, yes. The private schools down here in Fort Lauderdale and they opted in to play and start on time in the regular series, in the regular state championship series.
So so it was so the option was given.
the option was given, but as a district for Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County, we opted to do our own thing.
Right, right. Now, I mean, if you were from up here, okay, I'm just, I know we always got to start out talking about COVID, which sucks, but we might as well because it kind of like controlled a lot of people's destinies this year.
Oh, no doubt.
And if you were from up here, all we were hearing was how bad Florida was. And then when I would talk to some people I knew down there, they'd go, it's really not that bad. But all we heard up here was, man, Florida has the highest rate of COVID. Florida has this. And then you guys were allowed to play football.
All right, so what you want, political side or you want the truth?
I want the truth. I don't want the political side. I don't like that.
Well, I'll tell you like this.
Yeah.
The numbers were definitely bad, but we were able to manage with the restrictions that were put into place. So, I think for the most part, everybody pretty much did their part as far as exercise and social distancing. Everybody was pretty much on point with wearing masks. Everybody was pretty much on point with doing everything that we needed to in order to make sure the season went on. So now we had some hiccups. So this is kind of how it went down. So when we were allowed as public schools to say, okay, we're gonna start playing. So every single day we had to go in, we had to intake the kids in through pods of about eight kids.
Oof.
So we would check them in. So they would have to come in with masks on. Pod 1, they would go in, did it all, to check their temperature. Did the little thing that they put on your finger to check your breathing capacity.
Yeah.
And then we had they had to use sanitizer to clean their hands, and then they had to wait. So then after that process was done, then they were allowed to go into the locker room and get dressed. So when they did that part, they had to go out to the field, and then that group went out to the field, and then the next group came in, and so forth and so forth. So we had to do it like that. So everybody had to wear a mask all the way to the field, and then when we got together as a team, then you could kind of take the mask down. But if you had to go get water, then you had to use your mask again, and so forth and so forth. So it was different. It was unique, but for the most part, everybody kind of followed protocol, and that's why it went so smooth. Now, a couple of schools, they had a COVID case. So if they had a COVID case, then they missed games. So we were fortunate enough that we didn't have any COVID cases, that we were able to play 5. But a couple of the teams we played didn't. So we had to miss a game or 2 because of that.
So you had all right, so it was a 5-game season. How many games did you get to play?
We played 5, but we should have we should have really played about 8.
Okay. So what? All right. So it ended up being 5.
It ended up we played 5 because we missed our first game due to COVID. A couple other issues. Then they moved it back, and then we missed the last game in the playoffs, in the little Tri-County playoff series.
Yep.
Due to some kind of COVID issues as well.
Okay, that's it.
So we would have got about 6 to 8 games in. If we could have maxed out about 8.
But other teams were getting COVID, so they had to cancel.
Well, they canceled 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So they had to go into COVID protocol. So for 2 weeks they had to sit out, and so some of them guys missed at least 2 weeks. Some I think maybe 1 or 2 teams only play like 1 or 2 games.
Wow.
Because
they didn't make. So if they went into COVID protocol, they didn't have to make the games up?
No, you can't. You just move on.
Oh, you just move on. Yeah, because they wanted to get on to the next season, right? Probably
the next week. Just
because it would have knocked everything off schedule.
It would have knocked everything off schedule if they had to repeat that game.
All right. So now, Tavonny, you're a freshman. You're playing varsity as a freshman. Is it Stranaham? Is that the name of your school?
Yes, sir.
Did I say it right?
Yes.
I'm like batting 1,000. I shouldn't have said that. Not because I'm gonna mess something up now. But all right. So you're playing. It's your freshman year, and let's say the seniors on your team when it was their freshman year, if they were good enough to make varsity and get reps, they got a 8-9 game season, and here you are getting 5. That's tough, right?
Yes, sir.
So did you feel like you had more room to grow, and like you would have hit a different stride if you had those? Sometimes kids they do good out of the gate. Then the middle of the season is like, okay, I'm still doing all right. But then the end of the season, it's like, you lay it on, right? I mean, do you feel like that hurt you a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I felt like I definitely had more like room to grow and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I mean, again, Dad, you probably know what I'm talking about, right? I mean,
You know exactly what you're talking about.
you get warmed up.
And the thing about it, as a team, we was getting ready to catch fire. We was heating up because, as a matter of fact, I mean, just to give you a little bit of little background back in.
Yeah.
So with the Tri-County Championship, teams that have never played before got a chance to play each other that were out of conference, out of district. So you could have a 3A team going up against a 7A team or vice versa. So it was based on the strength of schedule and how you won and how you played in those games. And then they put together a bracket. So teams that we would have never played, you actually had a chance to play. So we played a couple of teams, Carroll City, which is a traditional powerhouse. We beat them in our last game. And that's probably a first time. Well, that's definitely a first time for Stranaham, but that's one of the first times that a Broward school was able to go down into Dade County and beat a Dade team, which is only about 40 minutes away, but it's a big difference as far as like when you think about it as far as tradition.
Right. Dade's, I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about you guys. I'm saying I remember Dade County. I remember the school out. One of the schools that was really big when I was down there was Miami Killian.
Oh, Killian, we played up too.
We played. You guys, how'd you guys do?
We lost, but we should have won that game, and that's what I was talking about as far as like we were hitting stride. We was figuring some stuff out, and we was putting some things together. And if we had played up again, I think we would have beat them handily, easily.
Yeah. So I'm saying, here's the thing, and what a lot of people don't understand, and don't forget, you're talking to an audience. Our audience is a lot of New England. We have a lot of really great football coaches up here, great football players. A lot of people that love the sport, love the game. And we're a different region, right? But high school football in Florida, it's a different thing.
Yeah,
right? It's a different thing. I mean, some of these, you could play 3 teams in a row that have 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids that end up in the NFL, or that are they're all going D1, or they're like your son and they're like a top freshman prospect coming out, and they everyone knows who they are, or it's something like that where you go, you're like, man, we played Miami Killian, and they were tough, they beat us, but we could have beat them. People don't understand. Killian every year is a beast. That's a team. That's a beast of a team.
Yeah.
For you guys to be saying that, so you're not just playing normal high school football when you're in Southern Florida.
No,
it's like I mean, now you could tell me I could be wrong, so please feel free to correct me. But I feel like there's every team on the schedule can play.
Every team can play. Every team, you got to bring your A game every single week, because that team might have your number that week.
Yeah. So every team, it's just like obviously it's high school, but it's like if you go to the NFL, and sometimes in D1, when you're talking about the power teams, you'll see like how Ohio State blew out Clemson in that game. I still don't know how that happened, but it's, Ohio State looked just dirty, right? So
they look good.
But in the NFL, it's like every team is full of NFL players. People forget that. So when they go, oh, Washington sucks. Well, every guy on that Washington team at some point was the best player on one of their teams.
Exactly.
Somewhere. So if they want to flip the switch one day and throw it into high gear and show you what they really got, you might have a problem.
You might have a problem.
And that's what I feel like Florida high school football is like every team can play.
Every team can play.
So who are the schools you guys played? Let's say you got 5 games in, right? Who'd you got? You guys played Killian, right?
We played Killian. We played Ely. We played Boyd Anderson, Carroll City, and Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, and Carroll City's another one. I heard you say it earlier. I'm sorry, but Carroll City's another one. That the name stands out to me. That they're like consistently good, right?
Yeah. We beat them this year.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, how about you guys? Because I honestly didn't know Stranaham High School. I knew Fort Lauderdale.
Listen,
I didn't know.
Stranaham, how can I say it? Has been the stepchild of Broward County for as long as I've been alive. and I'm 49 years old.
So who's like the main school there? Is it Fort
The main
Lauderdale?
school in Broward County is St. Thomas Aquinas.
Oh, St. Thomas Aquinas. Right, but what division are they?
I can walk off our campus and throw a rock, and I can hit St. Thomas.
Are they at 5?
They're 6A.
What is it?
Oh, they're 6, right? But what are you guys, 3?
We're 5A. They're 7A.
Oh, they're 7A.
7A.
Oh yeah, so they're stacked.
Oh, they're stacked.
He goes, oh, they're stacked, right? Now is that private?
Private. American Heritage. You probably heard of American Heritage.
I have heard American Heritage. Yeah.
So those are the top dogs. Now we can say another private school would be Cardinal Gibbons, Chaminade. Those are the other top schools.
Yeah, Chaminade. Chaminade. Are their colors maroon and
blue and white?
Oh, they're blue and white. So I'm thinking
blue, white, and red.
Blue, white, and red. Okay. So now, for Tavonny, right? So you go to Stranaham, but before you went to Stranaham, what school do they have middle school football in Florida, or do you play a youth?
I mean, they got middle school, but like youth is more competitive than
youth. And so what were you playing before you went into high school? Were you playing it for your middle school, or were you playing for a youth league?
Well, last year I played for Westminster as an 8th grader.
Yep.
Varsity, but before that I played for a youth team.
What team is that?
CCD Colts.
Oh, look, yep, okay.
Yeah.
And so what's Westminster like? Because we up here there's middle school sports, but not football. Everyone just plays youth. It's AYF or Pop Warner, and then they age out, right? And they go to. So what's middle school football like? You said youth's more competitive.
Yeah, way more. I honestly don't even know, to be honest, because I don't really like. I just know it's not as competitive at all. Like,
right. So what was it? How was it? So then, did you like run all over kids like your 8th grade year, or what?
I never played in the middle school, so.
Oh, I thought you just said you did.
8th grade.
Oh,
so down here you could play varsity in the 8th grade or 7th grade or 6th grade if you're good enough.
Wait, for the high school?
For the high school, but only at the private schools.
Yeah, only at private. You can't.
Oh, all right. Wait, I'm all right. Okay, so I'm. Let's get the story straight then. So you were at the academy for high school for 8th grade.
Yes.
And then you decided to switch and go to Stranaham for 9th grade.
Yes, sir.
Now, what made you want to do that?
To compete a little bit more, like more competition and stuff like that. Because Westminster is 2A, so I want.
Oh, well, it's 2A. So
yeah.
Would you? I know some. Let's see, 2A schools. Clearwater Christians 2A. Bishop Moore.
Yeah.
Bishop Moore, they were 2A. I don't know if they're still 2A or if they're even. I don't know. It's been a while, but so you move up to 5A. Oh, that's a big difference, right? Now, what did you start as a freshman? I mean, well, you weren't a freshman. Well, yeah, now you're a freshman. You were in 8th grade. So did you? How much playing time did you get as a freshman at a 5A school?
I started at linebacker.
Yeah, I saw you. Oh wait, we got some. Hold on, I got a little clip here. Let me see. I don't know if I got your defensive clip in here. I think I got your running back. Let me see what I got here. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I had some linebacker in there.
Yeah.
Who's the green and orange team?
Oh, that's Ely.
Oh, that's Ely. They look like what school? Oh, the Florida A&M.
Yeah, look like
yeah.
They look like the Rattlers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
that's what those guys are, right? I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, you see you dragging kids. As long as you get into the next level, right? You're at the second level. You're dragging kids down for the next 6 or 7 yards. You know what? Tell people your. So let's go over some stuff about you real quick. Actually, before we get to that, I'm going to take a quick break because then I want to get into this. Guys, we are with Tovani Mizell and his dad Travis, and they're down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, from Stranaham High School. I'm getting all this right. I don't even know how I'm doing it. And Tovani is number 2 on the college today footballtoday.org list of top 2024 kids coming in out of Florida. And we're going to be right back. We're going to talk some about Tovani because, Dad stole the show, but that's because he knows what he's talking about. I like this, right? This is good. Yeah, we're supposed to. I know Tovani's sitting there going, he's like, shut up, Dad. He's like, let me talk. No, I told you I have 3 sons. It's nothing new to me. I get it all. All right, guys, we're going to be right back with the Roadie Sports Show. I'm your host, Ron Robert, and you're on the Sports Fan Base Network Rhode Island. You can find us at sfbnri.com and all of our social media platforms. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Welcome. And we're here with Tovani Mizell and his dad, Travis, and they're down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, going to Tovani's from Stranaham High School. Wait, did I say it right? Oh, yeah, maybe I did. Wait, they froze a little bit. I lost them. I'm going to wait. I'm going to try and unfreeze these guys. Let's see if we can do it. Maybe they'll come back. So, I'm gonna read down the list of some of Tovani's. He'll be back. I'm gonna read down the list of some of Tovani's stuff. And he's, obviously this kid is lights out. And when I found him on social media, his dad was kind of promoting him and talking about some of the articles he was in and how he's getting ranked as a freshman down in Fort Lauderdale. And all right, ready? So. So Tovani was with the FBU Adidas Freshman All-American Bowl. So he was on that. Ranked number 2 overall in the nation in class of 2024 by College Football Today. So that's, not too shabby, right? Top performer of class of 2024 in the FBU Top Gun Combine. So there you go. He's 6. I want to make sure. 6'1", 193 as a freshman running back, and he started as a linebacker. He played varsity high school football in 8th grade because you can do that down there in Florida. He's also a top track athlete. So this reminds us of some of our, local Rhode Island high school football stars that were, great at track, and then they moved on to doing some great things. Quiddy Pay was a great track athlete. Xavier Truss threw the shot put, right? He was good at that. There's more. These are just some of them off the top of my head that I knew. Cam Alves from Cranston West, great at the field. He was doing track and field, did a great job there. And now he's at Stonehill, Division II. So, it looks like I'm hoping I can get these guys back here. Hang on one second. All right, we're gonna try and get these guys in. We lost them, and we were just about to touch on Tavonny. So, give 2 minutes. We're gonna run a break, and I'm gonna try and get these guys back. You're watching the Roadie Sports Show on the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island, and oh yeah, coming February 1st, RR Elite Recruits. Anyone in Rhode Island, Rhode Island's the most under-recruited state in the country for most sports. I mean, maybe not hockey. I don't know. Maybe not baseball. Definitely football. And we're pretty committed. We know that COVID was tough, and we're going to be pretty committed to trying helping our high school athletes here in Rhode Island get to the schools that they want to, or that find a school that's a great fit for them. Maybe there's a certain region that the kids want to go to. Maybe there's a certain major that they want to major in. Anything. Maybe they need help. Maybe they're going to need to, we could point out some weaknesses and what they have to offer the schools and help them strengthen them and get you to the right place. So February 1st, check out rreliterecruits.com, and hopefully you decide to give us a call and work with us. So we're going to be right back. We're going to try and get these guys on the show. Hopefully we can get them on. Be right back. So it seems like my guests got lost, but they found their way back to the show.
Yep.
I think they can hear me. Hey, that's what happens with a live show. What are you going to do? It's okay. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're good. All right, everybody. So we're back with Tovani Mizell and his dad, Travis, and they're down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at Stranaham High School. And we wanted to talk to Tavonny today because, I ran across his dad on social media. He was kind of promoting Tavonny's stuff. And I said, hey, I would love to have this kid on the show, and let's, kind of let people know what's going on down there in Florida, and definitely give Tavonny some sort of platform to kind of talk about himself a little bit. Now, while you guys were going on your hiatus, I don't know if you had a bathroom break you needed to take, whatever. But I was reading off some of Tavonny's accolades. So,
okay.
Killing some time here. But so I wanted to do this. I wanted Tavonny to be able to kind of talk about himself a little bit. So, people are going to be watching the show. Let people know, about your, just kind of give them your stats at first, height, weight, your numbers, your 40, your bench, you probably know, and roundabout. I mean, obviously, if you forget something, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's you.
Class of 2024.
Put your head in there a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Class of 2024. I'm 6'1", 193. My stats this year was 35 rushes, 300 yards, 4 TDs, 8 receptions, 75 yards, 2 TDs, 40 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 10.5 sacks. And yeah, I did the freshman FBU FBU Adidas game, the Adidas game for freshmen. I got the national combine invite for that. And My 40.
How was that? Was that fun? I mean,
yeah,
you must have ran across. Now, when you go to those games, right? I mean, obviously there's a lot of good competition, but that's it's not really what that's all about. I mean, it's fun to play in it. You know, you get invited. That's like kind of like the thing. But I mean, you run across the best of the best, right? You're there with them. So, do you like make good connections? Like you stay in touch with some of those guys?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I had them I followed them on Instagram and Twitter and stuff.
Yeah,
like
right. Exactly. That's kind of like the way it is. Back in the day when me and your dad were little, you had to write them a letter. Kind of like put some, kiss the letter or something and send it away. Over here, it's like you can just like message them on Instagram or something. It's weird. All right. So now, what about like your bench and your 40?
Oh yeah. My bench is 265. My squat 425. My deadlift 425. On my 40, I ran a 455. Shuttle 424. Broad jump 10 feet. Vertical 34 and a half. Yeah, 34 and a half. And 3 cone 7-3.
Yeah, 4.2 shuttle is good. No, I mean 4.5. It's all good. Everything. But I'm saying 4.2 shuttle is. Some kids can run a 40 and they can't run a shuttle.
Yeah,
right. It's true. You see them; they'll run like a 4.6 40, right? And then like a 4.6 shuttle or a 4.7 shuttle. It's like,
and
what happened? So yeah, 4.24 is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Now, how did these guys? Because I mean, well, you might just say it's because you played 8th grade, you played varsity. I don't really know, but like, how did everyone find you as a freshman? How do you end up getting noticed and kind of getting on people's radar right away as a freshman?
Mainly by attending camps, like camps that I went to and stuff like that, doing FBU and stuff. That's pretty
Yeah, so FBU camps.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, our Rhode Island FBU team went down to Florida and actually did pretty good. But that was when's the last time you did FBU? 2 years ago, or did you do it in 8th grade?
I don't know. We didn't have an 8th grade team last year, so yeah, I had it that did 7th grade.
7th grade. Yeah, we had a team that went down there that did okay. I think that's when it was, like 2 years ago. But that's good. So that's I think a lot of people when it comes to other sports. So like let's say a sport like baseball or lacrosse, you don't really get looked at by colleges in high school. It's by your travel teams and all this kind of stuff. Football's a little different. Because you don't go to tournaments. I mean, you can, but like, how many football games can you play in one day? You know, I mean, it's not the same. So, what do you like? This is for your dad too. Like, either one of you guys can jump in. It doesn't matter. But do you put a lot of stock in being part of those like youth teams that like go to like the showcases and stuff?
The youth teams, I'm kind of mixed with that. Over the past couple of years, it's kind of like not really the same as it was when it first started out.
Yeah.
So I think that for the most part, that when it first started out, I think it was kind of like pure, and it was a lot of good intentions in the beginning. But nowadays, it's kind of messed up. To me, it's kind of not what it used to be. But at the end of the day, it's still the best platform to get kids featured and get them a chance to, to kind of play against other top kids. So for that purpose alone, that's all it's worth, really. Right.
I mean, in Florida, traveling outside of the state doesn't make a lot of sense. You don't really need to. I mean, there's enough.
Well, for bragging rights, we have to, because people always
for bragging rights.
Yeah. So they always throw us out. So we got to show up. We got to show up.
Why? Who talks junk?
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody. But, here in Rhode Island, it's like, the one knock we have is that they feel like, there's definitely good players here, but there's not enough competition to be able to judge the players properly.
Yeah.
So then we're always like, man, we got to get our teams and get out of state and go play some Southern teams, and we got to get down there and see how we fare against these guys, And but I feel like when you're down there already, not as much of a need to do that, but you're saying still you kind of just have to go and
Man,
almost
California call us out, Texas call us out, Georgia. It's a border rivalry between us and Georgia.
Oh, right, I could see that.
So it's always somebody from Georgia trying to call us out. So we got to show up.
Florida gets a lot of props for their high school and youth football.
Yeah,
everyone. Oh, Florida's a breeding ground. Florida's a breeding ground. But so doesn't Texas, and so doesn't California. So I could see how they would all be like, all right, we all need to play each other. I get that part. I get that. And some of those Midwestern states too have some pretty good football, like Iowa.
Yeah.
Iowa's got like some crazy football. Nebraska's got some crazy football up there. Colorado. So yeah, the bigger the state, obviously there's more kids to pull from. But so now you're a freshman. You see, this season's over now, and I saw all your track stuff. So kind of I'm a huge multi-sport athlete guy. Okay. I feel like it's super important for development, growth. I think it's important for kids to be a multi-sport athlete, for mental and physical reasons, and no burnout, and you also work different muscles. When you're doing track and then when you're doing football, I mean, it's like it's the same and different at the same time. So, you think you'll stay with track all the way through high school? You love doing that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I don't have it in front of me, but what are some of your accolades from track?
Well, let's see.
You had some on there. I know that.
Yeah. At 9 years old, I got a medal in Junior Olympics. Came in 6th place in the high jump. I think I jumped 3.8. And it was at 10 or 11 in long jump.
10.
10, right?
Yeah.
10. I came in 6th at the Junior Olympics, earned a medal in that. I jumped 14.5. And then since then, I went to IMG in the middle school championship and earned several medals there in long jump and high jump and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then stuff, yeah.
So what about in high school? Now, how'd you do? Did you do varsity track? Like, do they allow you to do that in 8th grade too?
We didn't get to do it because it got canceled.
Right.
You did it.
I only did one meet.
We did one
track,
one varsity meet, before they shut everything down.
Yeah. So I didn't really get it.
So he did 4x1, 4x4, high jump.
I did a shot put in the middle school though. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Middle school shot put. Let me see. What else? That's about it. Yeah.
So let me ask you this now. So we kind of touched on that part, right? Okay. Now, and you're obviously getting looks. You're getting some publicity about yourself and what you can do as far as like physically and like how you play the game and all this kind of stuff, right? So now, in that, what are you, 14?
15.
All right, 15 years old. So a 15-year-old kid, and this is like gonna start becoming a thing, right? And dad's gonna be there to guide you and kind of like help you out through the whole thing because you need to listen to your father because parents are always gonna want what's best for you. They don't care what other people want, right? What's good for my son, right? But you need to know in your own mind without someone telling you what the most important things to be doing are. So that you can end up where you want to end up, right? So now, what do you think in your mind are the biggest things that, let's say senior year comes rolling around, and Tavonny's first team All-State, 5A, Florida, kid can pick where he wants to go, but some coaches, and you want all the coaches to come look at you, and they're going to look at your stuff and go, we're going to talk to this kid. And everyone wants you to play football, but what are some of the other things that you think you need to keep straight?
Like picking college and stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, for you, like if you want, those coaches are going to look at you, right?
Yes, sir.
It's not just about how you play football.
What I'm looking for and stuff is, I want to run track in college as well too. And
great.
Whatever situation is best for me at my position I play. stuff like that.
And so you probably, you have an aspiration that you want to go to, a power school, right? I'm sure, right? I'm sure. So your grades have to stay in check, right? And tell everybody we talked off camera, but I was trying to coax it out of you, but you didn't pick up. That's all right. It's my fault. I'm not very good with the leads, but tell people, like, what are your grades? What's your GPA right now?
4.0.
So 4.0 GPA. Okay. You think that coaches are going to look at that first before they look at how you play?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, sir.
Right. So now you got to hang on to that 4.0 GPA, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that it's not a stumbling block for you when the time comes.
Yes, sir.
How about your character? How you're going to act at school, on and off the field, in your community?
Well, I'm very humble and stuff like that. So, and I'm mature. I'm not really like immature. I'm not really gonna do stupid stuff off the field and on the stupid stuff like that. So,
right. Don't do any. And I mean, your dad seems like he's not. I wouldn't want to mess with your dad. So I'm just saying, you probably want to make sure you keep that straight. But I'm sure he's told you all this stuff. But there's people that are going to watch, and we're kind of giving them the rundown right now, because everyone who's going to watch this show, this is a high level kid right here, and he's young, and he's already dealing with this as a freshman in high school. And some kids don't start seeing this kind of like publicity. They don't get this exposure until they're maybe a junior, right?
Yes, sir.
You're young, so you're gonna listen to your dad. He's gonna keep you on track. But those are the things that kids out there need to know. I mean, everyone needs to realize that your grades are first, right? And you got the 4.0, so you're just hang on to that, man. Don't let it go.
Yes, sir.
Your behavior and your character is second, right? You want your coaches. Your coaches need to, be willing to write you the most shining recommendation to any college coach out there, right? They want, that's coaches like, I love this kid. He's a hard worker. He's a captain. He's a leader on and off the field. He, blah, blah, blah. We went and donated turkeys at Thanksgiving. He's the first kid out of the van, like that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to, I'm saying it out loud, but this is and it's probably who you are as a kid anyway, because your dad raised you right. But some kids need to hear this, right? And then, social media, right, Dad?
Yes.
Social medias. Have you talked to him about keeping his social media?
Definitely. Before we even let him have social media, we let him know the parameters and what to look out for, because that's a trap. Social media can be a trap for a lot of kids, and I don't think they realize that. They feel like it's between friends, but everybody have access to that profile that you allow to have access. And they're looking, they're watching.
They're watching. And don't have a Finsta.
Yeah, don't incriminate yourself. Don't put nothing out there that you would be embarrassed for somebody to know.
Right. But Tavonny, you heard me, right?
Yes, sir.
Finsta doesn't hide anything. Everyone can find your Finsta. It's a fake Instagram, right? Everyone creates a fake one so that they can do their shade on the side. Hopefully, have their fun and no one is going to see it. But everyone always ends up finding it. So, social media is huge right now. Every coach that I've talked to is, how's their grades? It's the first thing they always ask. Then they say SATs. They want to look at that stuff. What's the earliest he could take his SATs? Is that a
sophomore, maybe.
Well, maybe a PSAT is.
I think you can take a PSAT at any time. Yeah. And
any time.
Sophomore year, I think you can take the SAT.
So my advice to kids is always to get those done as soon as possible. The first opportunity you have, take it, so that if you have like a score that's like struggles a little bit, you can go and retake it and like up your score, right?
Yeah.
So that's good. So everyone out there, if you're watching, Tavonny's got his stuff together here, and obviously after meeting his dad, I could tell he's got good family, he's got good parents, good upbringing. It's important that, and for parents out there, and I know a lot of you will end up watching this show, especially football related people. You got to make sure you're giving your kids the right environment so that they can thrive and show and be a good example for them, so that when it comes to time for them to move on to the next level, they can look at you and go, oh yeah, that's how I want to be. It's just one of those things. So, now, so you're going to do track this year. Track's not going to get canceled. We got about 5 minutes left. So track's not going to get canceled. So you're going to be good to go with track, right? Now, what do you do in the off season? Obviously you're doing track, but you still must be training, right?
Yeah, for sure. Training. I'm in 7-on-7 right now with Team CD. We start, I think, February 20-something or something like that. But I'm participating now.
I stole a little video of you doing like some workouts. Hey, I didn't see any huddle video of you catching any balls out in the flat. You got good hands.
Huh? Oh yeah, yes sir.
Yeah. Yeah, we got. That's what we doing 7-on-7.
Yeah,
do a lot of 7-on-7 off season.
I mean, at least if you're playing running back, you could come out of the backfield and
yeah,
some out routes or something. Your hands are good.
Yes sir. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Okay, so I hope you guys had fun. This was fun.
Yes sir.
This was fun, man. This is really nice.
Oh yeah, really good. We're gonna talk more. Don't worry. I'm not letting you get away. But no, it's and we'll talk about that other stuff too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot of great opportunities. And one of the things that we do here is obviously we're a business, but we have fun, and we try to do as much as we can to help the kids and promote the kids, and that's really what it's all about. I mean, it's kind of like anything that we do, and it's the same thing that Tavonny's going to have to do, because he's going to have to use his noggin and always make the right decisions, dude. You're a freshman and you're already on the hot seat, so you don't have the opportunity to go out there for the next 4 years or 3 years and act a fool like some of those kids. You got to keep it right, because you'll regret that, and I know you're not gonna anyway. But I'm saying. So I actually almost feel bad for you a little bit, because that's it, man. You're locked in. So, but I won't feel bad for you when I see you, in the national championship game, not wearing an Ohio State jersey, because that's all right. Can you just not ever do that? Like, can we all decide on that? I mean, if it was my choice, you're going to be wearing orange and blue, but your dad likes you. I don't really know what's gonna happen. Wait, but you're an Alabama guy?
Huh?
You're an Alabama guy?
Yeah, I went to UAB, so that's I love UAB.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking the big show, baby.
Man, I want UAB to play Alabama.
Oh, that's true. Okay, yeah.
Alabama don't want that smoke, man.
What do you mean? Alabama is, obviously the program's crazy every year, but this year they were again. Some years Alabama is like someone can compete with them, right?
Yeah.
This year was like, man, That team was just like unbelievable.
Yeah, they still got another game. I'm
I
interested
know.
to see how they play.
Well, you know, the only knock I have on Alabama, the only knock is that their quarterbacks never come out of Alabama and do good in the NFL. Everyone else does, but their quarterbacks don't.
And you know, I got a theory on that.
Tell me.
My theory is quarterbacks that have first round receivers never do good. I don't care what school they come from.
Oh, quarterbacks that first round. Oh yeah, and Alabama's always got the first.
They always got the top receivers.
And
so
they
the
always
quarterbacks
got,
kind of like,
yeah.
It's kind of hard to judge if they're really good or is it just the receiver that's making them look that good.
True.
I think you get kind of. I think it hurts your development. I think the best quarterbacks are the best quarterbacks that don't have first round receivers to throw to. That's just my theory.
No, that's a great theory. I never even thought about that. Here I am. I'm doing all this football work. I don't even think about that. I mean, they always have a hammer for a running back.
Yeah,
that's the one. I mean, they have Trent Richardson was just like, come on, dude. You saw that. If you were standing there and that guy was, he's a monster. That's a monster.
Hey, but when I was playing, that's the type of dude I liked. I liked it to hit.
Oh yeah, you wanted that guy, right?
I wanted that.
Well, not only that, especially if you were at UAB, you were looking for some retaliation, some vengeance. You guys, that was what do they call that? Not a grudge match, really. Yeah. Huh.
I like that.
Awesome. All right, guys, we got to get going. Next show is about to start, but I want to thank you for being guests on the Rudy Sports Show. Everybody, Tovani Mizell and Travis Mizell from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Stranaham High School. And you can just, you guys got to go check these guys out on Instagram for Tavonny, Facebook for Travis. I follow all them, so if you can't find them, just go to my accounts and you can follow these guys. They got some really great stuff. All right, guys, stay safe through all of this, and I'll talk to you soon.
I can say a little something real quick.
Oh, go.
Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to thank God for this opportunity, and I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to thank you guys for having us on the show. Stranaham, my football team, my coaching staff, my 7-on-7 team, and like I said, thank you for having us on the show, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem. Dad, good job.
Appreciate it, man.
Okay, we'll see you guys soon. Take care. All right, everyone. This is the Rudy Sports Show. You're welcome on the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. You can find us at sfbnri.com and all our social media platforms. We'll see you guys soon.
All right.